Joshua Basketball Garcia, how does it feel for your superstar player that you traded for and gave a $90 million extension to for his career to be like basically over because of DMs being leaked from his burner account?
It's a tale as old as time, man. And we're here. Don't you hate to see it? I mean, plenty of people love to see it, but I hate to see it. And I would have thought that the Rockets are different. Surely nothing like what we've seen with Kevin Durant will ever happen again with this team. It's 10 times worse than I ever could have imagined. You want to get into it?
I got
nothing.
As a former journalist student, as a wannabe Dallas Stars journalist, I do have access. I do have press access for them. So I guess I'm not too wannabe there. But this came across my timeline. It was a little bit later after it had already come out, probably 2 hours after that tweet had been sent. It came across my timeline. I think the original one was from this guy named Ryan, Based Frog 23. It's replying to KD's tweet, or another guy's tweet that was talking to KD on Twitter today, 9 hours ago, as we're listening to 8 hours ago. The All-Star game was literally today, by the way. Like, there's 16 different All-Star games that we watched. KD was on his phone the entire time. Ryan, Based Frog 23 says, do you believe KDF will address the burner of his at GetHigher77? Weird how all of his friends in search engine are the ones who are responding to it, and he goes in chats just trashing teammates. That's the original tweet. Do we just start with a DM? Do we just start with a rip? Do we rip it? We're ripping the Band-Aid off, right? Yep. I can't even speak. I'm flabbergasted.
Open up the can of worms, buddy. There's so much here.
All right. So this guy named Get Off My Dickerson. Impeccable name for Twitter for a burner. Coach called that play to pass to Alpi. LOL. I'm going to turn the ball over with this shitty ass team. I don't give a fuck. Your franchise player can't shoot or defend. That's way bigger issue than my turnovers. Remember, these guys are your future. Response? Where to the first one that got leaked?
Where do we go from there, man? Look, if we're Rockets fans, Rockets guys, we can clown on our guys, of course. But
yes,
we come from a place of love. I've always called Jabari Smith Jr. No Bag Bari.
Yes,
I understand that we're a Houston-based show. Look, we have to be honest with ourselves. But Kevin Durant, your star player, I would say your leader, but he has clearly shown signs of not being that. It is what it is. He's a grown man. He has his opinions. I know every player has their opinions in their close circles. Just the fact that these are kind of, I guess, on texts, on screenshots, screen grabs, whatever you want to call them. It's hard not to feel any kind of way about it. It really does stink. I think that one of the best things about this, though, if I were to point a positive out, no Amen Thompson hate, no Reed Shepherd hate. So there's something there. But I mean, the same complaints that we've had with Alperen Şengün, with Jabari Smith Jr. Like I said, no bag Bari. It's very very sad that it came to that head, especially out of nowhere. And this, not to get too political here, but all this came from him investing into drone manufacturing companies. I won't mention any countries. You can do your own research. We all know what we're talking about here. So it's just crazy. These people just send out this information right at the right time. You see KD's face in the introductions, in the player introductions. You're just like, oh my, it is oozing out of the guy. Pause.
I have another question for the Rockets PR team. They shoot the video of him walking through the tunnels in his Leatherman jacket and the hoodie and everything, only staring at his phone with sunglasses on. Just mere minutes, hours after said burner, alleged burner gets leaked, right? We take the video of it. You don't have to publish it to social media, guys. You didn't have to. Like,
nope.
I don't know if you're trying to lean into it or the PR team just didn't catch on to this. It's a Sunday. It's All-Star break. We're in Hawaii. I don't know, man.
This is nasty. Shout out.
That's tough, man.
Look, if I were to pivot, and we'll get back to the Rockets in a second, but shout out to KD calling Russell Westbrook triple-double cocaine bear. That was elite. And just clowning on Steph as well. My favorite one with was the picture. I think it was Michael Irvin. He was like, how people looked at me. How people looked at me when I called out Steph in film.
Yeah.
Blew up the group chat with that one. Hella reaction.
That was a lot of reactions. KD was definitely riding high that night.
Yeah, he was sitting there. Yes.
God,
But
every time one comes in,
it's sad, man, because every single time Kevin Durant goes to a different team, you think, oh man, this is it. You got all the guys next to each other. This team is going to make sense. It's going to work. And here we are on team 6, 5, 6.
it's a lot of teams now,
and it's been a really rough ride. But Kevin Durant, obviously, individual, great basketball player. We've always said this. One of the best scorers in the world. Him and Melo, some of the best mid-range scorers in the world.
Sure.
And you just hate to see it. As a Houston Rockets guy myself, as a non-Houston Rockets guy, and you can catch a lot of enjoyment out of this. I've seen the smiles on your faces before this before we started recording here, but it really is too bad because listen, where do you go from here? Do you suspend KD? Do you ask him straight up, hey, what's the deal with this? Is he going to deny it? Is he going to tell the truth? I don't know. That this is better than any Bravo TV reality show we could ever push out. No, Real Housewives of Toyota Center. That will be a fun thing to watch the rest of the season.
I think we have to turn on KD tweet notifications because the problem is that he hasn't denied it yet, and he was on his phone all day. I think that's a huge issue. Another huge issue. I swear I miss Ben Simmons. At least that dude would give me the ball. That was another one of the leaked messages. Another one was 2 dictators, Stalin and Hitler, Mussolini and Kim Jong-un. The Suns were my team when we lose and Book's team when we win. Where do we go from here, Kevin Durant?
He wasn't wrong.
Correct. However, that is something you say out loud with no phones in the room with the boys.
Yeah.
You ever thought about that?
The KD files are something serious.
Flabbergasted.
Where do we go from here? Where does the Houston Rockets go from here? We're a 4 seed in the West. We're still going to be. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say we're competing for a title right now. There's a lot of stuff that we'd have to do to make that happen, and this obviously puts a huge damper into it. But we're competing.
We've heard some things behind the scenes that teammates have had trouble with other teammates on the Rockets on last year's team, right? We're not going to name names, but you can do some due diligence there and just make sense of it because one of the guys is already being talked about, right? And now Kevin Durant comes in and kind of says the same thing about the same guy. And Kevin Durant, also, the other thing that we learned is that Kevin Durant is a James Harden guy, notorious for being a great teeammate, right? The only person he did not talk shit about in the KD files, he talked shit about Kyrie, Steph, Draymond, Russ, Alpi, Jabari. We've got them all. Devin Booker. We could just keep going down the list. The only person that he praised was James Harden. Yeah. Come on down, boys. No fucking shit you didn't win a title in OKC. If this was what's happening behind the scenes, I know y'all were younger then and you can fuck up then, but he's 37 years old and he's hanging out with a bunch of stans on Twitter of him. They're fans.
It's strange. You put yourself in this big echo chamber for years, probably 15 plus years. Who knows? Maybe since he was in college or high school.
Sure.
It makes me feel like there's a bunch of yes men in his corner, and I'm not going to sit here and make assumptions other than that, but it's very strange knowing that this is his outlet. Now, everyone has their vices, everyone has their stuff, everyone has their skeletons, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
But this being Kevin Durant's the greatest scorer that we've seen in years, probably since Jordan at times. I mean, what are we doing? Why? We've known that he's, and it's perfect because all of this adds up. He's been having burners. He's been on the internet like this. So who would I be not to believe what has already come out? Now, there hasn't been any, scrolling type of screen recording, I guess, grabs or whatever you want to call it. It's been strictly screenshots. So I will give the credit where credit is due. This very well could be not real, but
alleged. Yeah.
Based on this all could be alleged, but based on Kevin Durant's track record, this seems to add up just perfectly.
I saw a tweet from another Stan account, and it was I can't believe KD Prime, I think it was at KD Prime, whenever he said he was actually close personal friends with KD, wasn't lying because he's in all of the group chats.
Oh, my God. Big business, too. Ahmed, the tweeter.
Yeah, Big Biz. Yeah.
Big Biz. Yeah, he was in there, didn't deny them as well. He's already said it publicly on I believe a reply a couple hours ago, so hasn't denied it. But he said
he's got hella screenshots of KD just talking to himself in his DMs.
Oh my god, there's levels to what's going on. If this is the KD files, if this is just the scratching the surface, don't get me wrong, I'm here for it. But next time they're at Toyota Center, I think I might be a fly in the wall at that game.
Yeah, it's like we joke about Bill Simmons on here. The body language doctor is a real thing. We have to dial in on the body language for the next Rockets game on Thursday, right? It's against the Hornets too, hottest team in fucking. Speaking of the Hornets, KD loves the Hornets young crew.
Perfect. This is completely perfect. Oh my goodness.
Just trade them now. See what happens. Shit, the Hornets would win the East.
Hey, give us Colin Knippel and we'll call it there. That's fine.
No, just a few first-round picks. Just salary dump.
Yep. 2 first-round picks and Grant Williams. Call it a day.
Mavs legend.
Yeah.
You can have Josh Green too.
Sure.
Other Mavs legend. Get him back in Texas. He's Australian though, so he's a little different.
Oh, he misses home. But like I said, where do you go from here? The Charlotte Hornets clearly have, and like I said, I'll give them their praise as well. They great league pass team. I believe they were snubbed for my top 5. If I were to do a little revisionist history in my,
they might have been 5 for you. They were 1 for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're hovering top 3 for me, but little revisionist history there. Hindsight's always 20/20. But
Rockets did make my list. They made Sheldon somehow.
Yeah. The Rockets have been fun this season, and not in the correct kind of fun. It's more so you'll have 2 or 3 guys playing really good one night, and you'll have 8 other guys playing terrible. Other nights you'll have 10 guys playing terrible and 1 guy playing really good. A lot of the times that is Kevin Durant. Sometimes that is Alperen Şengün. There's no consistency to this squad. I sit here and I'm saying, all of this, but like I said, I'll give them their credit. They're 4 seed in a very tough West. I don't know how long that's really going to stand. And I don't really know how much higher we can get. I mean, 3 is obtainable, but I believe after we get, past 3, I think the Spurs are 4.5 games up last time I checked. So, if the Rockets peak out at 3, and we get bounced in the first or second round, was any of this worth it?
No.
I don't think so, yeah. Even if we had Malowach and everybody else back on our team, I'm not going to sit here and do a full 180 because Kevin Durant's on my team. But
could you have just waited and tried to get Giannis this summer instead and kept Jalen Green this year?
Yeah. Yep.
That's, I don't know. The last thing on KD is that I will say that this is all alleged, correct? However, did you watch the last game of the All-Star game, which we're about to talk about? The guy missed every shot. Every single shot was missed. And it's like KD middies, like all the things that KD does so well, he was missing everything in that last game. They benched him. He lost. It's like the Monstars came in and swooped his power. His burner got found out, and he just all of his power is gone. Samson in the Bible, where his hair gets cut off, loses all of his strength. That's what happened to KD. His burner got leaked. His power might be gone.
Wow. Where do we go from here, man?
You didn't think about that one, huh?
No, I will say, and I'm glad he touched up on it because I was watching that last game there, and
it was bad, dude.
He missed 3 shots. Did he take a shot from the corner where he was falling out of bounds, or did I make that up?
I can't remember if that was him or Jaylen Brown. Wearing the same numbers, tough.
Yeah. I don't remember.
The same numbers really hard.
I was both hands up. I was cooking while all this happened, so pardon me. But yeah, the shots that I did see Kevin Durant miss, I was like, these are bricks. These are bricks.
0 for 4, 0 points, 0 from 1 for 3, 1 rebound. That's it. That was a pure Tony Snell.
Tony Snell. There it is.
In this is he played a lot of games. He played 1 or 2 games before.
Yep. Sure.
Played 1 or 2 quarters before that, right? Was he on turn? He was on Team Stripe, so we can look at the first game.
We're looking at box scores of All-Star games right now. This is awesome.
All-Star game was actually pretty good. We're going to talk about it now. So he shot 50% in the first game. He had 5 points, 3 steals, and a block. 4 stocks. People aren't talking about it. Played 10 minutes.
Okay, Reed Shepherd. Wow.
It's All right, what do we think about the? Should we start from the beginning of All-Star Weekend because
Yes.
the Celebrity All-Star 3-point contest was not televised. The fuck was that about? I was more excited about that one than the actual 3-point contest. The next thing is, I didn't watch the Celebrity All-Star. I didn't watch the Rising Stars. Okay, I didn't watch it. I got a notification yesterday that Damian Lillard won the 3-point contest. It was 3 in the afternoon. I was Olympics, like, man. All right, I'll tune in tonight, after my Olympics are over, because I have fucking Team USA hockey to watch because I do a podcast about that. Like, I do a podcast about this. I was like, this is all separated. Didn't even look at the time for NBA All-Star Weekend. Shit's over. 3 p.m., dog.
Oh, my God.
That's
California. It's All-Star Saturday afternoon over there. It was.
Didn't know.
Wow.
Historically, the worst. Okay, well, actually, Damian Lillard winning the fucking 3-point contest, and we didn't get to have like Max Christie in there, who's the top 5, I think, and made threes this year. Like,
Kennard shooting 50% from 3.
Sure, like anyone other than Damian Lillard who has not played a game, that would have been fine by me. How did Damian Lillard win that without an Achilles? Couldn't tell you. Good for him. Good for Dame. Sure.
Yep.
The dunk contest. Didn't watch a lick, obviously, because I didn't know it was on. For starters, 2, Jackson Hayes just doing a basic dunk from like middle of the paint, just going up there and just putting the ball through the hoop because he couldn't get. I guess he couldn't get it through before. The other guy that plays for the Magic, I don't even know his name.
Jason Richardson,
yep. Just fucking clocking himself on the side of the backboard and getting a concussion. I've never been more flabbergasted at the slam dunk contest. You know what happened like right before I went to bed last night? Mac McClung released his 4 dunks that he would have done in the dunk contest. They were all 4 sick. They were all incredible. Shout out Mac McClung for still putting on a show during the dunk contest, even though you weren't fucking there. Mac McClung, my 2026 slam dunk contest winner.
Whoa. 4 Pete put in a whole term of victories there in a row.
Better than Spud Webb, better than Dwight Howard. People are saying
easy nostalgia factor, easy.
Better than Blake Griffin. He jumped over Ikea.
Oh man, that dunk was really etched in time as this whole big thing. I rewatched it a couple months back and I was like, this wasn't that good. Yeah, the Kia dunk. I was like, this wasn't that good.
I tried that out in college. I jumped over the hood of a Kia one time.
If you could do it.
To test it out as a 5'8" D3 swimmer.
Did he land on the car? If I'm not mistaken.
No. Okay. He got over it, but like he jumped over the hood and not really the height of the car.
Right.
So I was like, all right, we'll just see what I can't. I've only dunked once in my life as a 5'8" white male. Like I'm not that gifted. All right,
I was times than me. I'm
wildly athletic for a strong 7-month period of my life. When I was 18 years old and a D3 swimmer and got to go to college and actually lift weights for real. Like it worked for that time. I jumped over the hood of like a Toyota Camry, which is about the same thing. So that's what I did. I tested it out with the boys in the parking lot just to see if we could do it.
So that's good. You can do that, man. That means you got a 2-foot vertical leap at least.
Oh, it was more than that,
Well,
it was. It might not be 2 feet now. My hamstrings are just glued to my chair because this is what I do for a living now. But back in the day, I could jump.
That's that, man. I'm trying to get like you, big dog.
The white man can't jump. That wasn't about me.
No, I don't know. Some are saying. But like I said, I had meant to bring this up earlier, but Jalen Green and his and sorry to bring this all back. Jalen Green's hamstring. I have a little conspiracy.
Okay.
I think that it's the Arizona weather, the dryness is making his legs like noodles. I don't have any proof of that. I don't have anything. All I know is and this is way north of Arizona. Last time I went to Utah, I got bloody noses all the time. Totally different climates, totally different everything.
Okay,
but it has weather has a very big factor on that. All I'm saying is Jalen Green was very healthy for 3 seasons. He played I think all 82 back-to-back seasons.
I was significantly more athletic before I moved to Texas. From going from Alabama, humid weather, got to Texas, dry weather in comparison. It's much drier here.
Right.
So I don't know because I don't live in Houston. If I lived in Houston, I might be fine.
Yeah, that humidity, man.
Keeps me going, I
Gives
guess.
everybody quads. Some are saying.
So, yeah, like the worst like lead up of All-Star Weekend of all time. The Intuit Dome was empty, by the way.
Completely.
Tickets were $475, $375 for upper bowl, $2,000 for lower bowl. If you bought them from the Clippers specifically, so those were retail. It's not good. That was not a good space. And then Sunday happens, and I'm like, damn it, they got me back, man. That was a good All-Star game. That was a good All-Star game.
It was good. It was good, not great.
It was good. Like, and we haven't had a good All-Star game in I don't know when. I don't know when the last time we had a good All-Star game was.
Shout out game 2 and 3. Just the boys are out there just busting their behinds.
Kawhi Leonard just being the best player on earth again for like a 3-week stretch this season, and now during the All-Star game, 31 points in the quarter, I believe.
Yeah. There's something to that. 31 out of the 48 points that their team has scored. Good for you.
How crazy is that, dude?
Good for you, Kawhi. You deserve it, man.
I mean, he hit that first three where it dribbled off of his knee, and like he was kind of struggling. Like he got in between 2-3 guys, and it goes off his knee, and he still keeps the dribble and just steps back. He does the James Harden step back where he took like 6 steps. He drills that thing. I was like, oh shit! All right,
guys, on.
Good for you, Kawhi. Literally just writing out down the pipe again. We'll just do it again. Next possession, we'll hit another 3. Okay, this time we're just gonna do this hezzy jump like right in front of the basket. You just have no idea where I'm going. Okay, there's that. Oh, I'll just go hit another 3. Like it was just straight 12 points in a row, and I was like, what the fuck's happening right now? What is Kawhi Leonard doing?
You know how fast those possessions are in the All-Star game too, so it probably felt like he scored 12 in
mere seconds.
Like a minute and a half maybe.
It was insane.
Man.
And then he hits and then De'Aaron Fox hits a buzzer beater. Like there was a lot of chaos in those first few games. I enjoyed it. I thought it was interesting because it looked like they were at least half-assing the defense.
Right. They cared a little bit, not all the way, but they cared.
Of course not.
Yeah.
They super didn't care in that last game. I'll tell you that.
No,
because KD wasn't hitting shots, and Jaylen Brown's like, "Anyone gonna do anything?" No, I guess I'll try.
Yeah. Shout out to Jaylen Brown, man. He likes to try hard the All-Star game, so that's something.
He tried and he missed several shots. He went 2 for 10.
Anthony Edwards, let me get a box score.
In the final game. You want the final game box score?
Sure.
He had 8 points, 3 of 5 shooting, 2 of 4 from 3, 4 boards, 2 assists, turnover. That was it. It's plus 15. He had the lowest plus minus out of any of the starters.
You gotta give that MVP to somebody, I guess. But
yeah, like did he like I don't even
I want to say he played good in game 3. Hold on. It's either 2.
He had 11 points in the second game. 5 of 8 shooting. Like it didn't, and he had 13 points in the first game. So like a total of 34 points. 34 points.
He's got 33 points through 3 quarters, man. Good for you, Anthony Edwards. He's on pace for 50 tonight.
Sick. He was -6 in the first game, plus minus. So only one in the minuses out of the starters there for the team stars.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think they just said here, damn. For the All-Star MVP. Like, why does it matter?
It really doesn't, man. And I can't tell you. I don't think the last good All-Star game moment we had was the Elam ending or the Kobe ending, whatever.
Yeah.
And before that, in 2016, I mean, it's been a rough 10 years, honestly.
Well, you didn't like Jason Tatum getting the All-Star MVP and then tattooing that on himself after winning the finals?
Jaylen Brown dunking over Kai Cenat, who was sitting down, and Kai Cenat is like 5'4".
That one was good.
I got one. John Collins with the goggles. Remember him jumping over the airplane, the wing of the airplane,
and just absolutely destroying it with his foot. Just like didn't look like he left the ground at all. And he's 6'10". Yeah, that one was good. You know, I love props. Okay, so now looking at the box score, All-Star game, maybe wasn't that good. The Kawhi game was fucking awesome.
Yeah. There was moments, man. There was moments. That's why
And
I say
then
good, not
Wemby
great.
missing the three and just like being real pissed off after.
Wemby when they had lost. I mean, him putting his hands up and actually, outwardly giving a shit. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. I saw a flashback video from I think last year. Was Chris Paul on the Spurs last year? That sounds right.
Yes. Mhm.
When they did the the skills challenge,
Yeah.
him and Wemby, and they just threw it. And Wemby had so much hair.
Yeah.
So much hair, dude.
Yeah.
He was so bald for a second here.
Oh
I'm just
God.
flabbergasted now.
I'm glad Wemby's getting back there, but shout out to Bald Wemby. He wanted to go Shaolin Monk mid-season.
I think he should do it more. I don't like him with hair, is what I've decided. I think he has to be bald.
Really? Okay.
With how tall and gangly he is, I think it works more bald.
Look like a animated supervillain with that
Yeah.
baldness. So
No,
shout out to you. Forced baldness when you're not even like going bald. That's always a good cut. It makes you feel like you're a baseball player, like in high school or something.
Oh, yeah. Hazing. Love the hazing. But yeah, that's All-Star weekend. I don't like worst All-Star weekend of all time until like Sunday, like somehow was actually decent.
Yeah. Sunday was like a 6 out of 10, maybe a 5.5. Saturday was a 1.
Which in All-Star game terms, that is a 10 for the last decade.
So what do we do to fix it, Stone? Let's start there. I think that everyone has.
I think you kill slam dunk contest. I don't think you bring it back ever again. I think it's over. I think there's been so many dunks over the years that you just have no ability to do new dunks. I think it's harder to come up with dunks than it ever has been.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have to kill it. I think 3-point contest, you have to take the top 10 made threes. You just bring those 10 guys. You don't get
okay.
And then if they decide to not come, you bring the next guy. You ask 11, and then you ask 12, and so on and so forth. You just go in order, right?
The 3-point contest had a lot of guys in it, though. Like a lot of good players.
That 3-point contest will always give me juice. Big fan. I think I don't know how we figured it out, but I've always enjoyed the skills challenge.
Me too. Yeah.
That one's always fun. So like, let's just do that. And you end with a 3-point contest on Saturday, right?
Okay, sure.
Do we need Rising Stars?
I don't
because it seems like a fake All-Star game for your rookies and sophomores.
Sure, I guess
you're like, oh, y'all are pretty good. Like maybe you're good in a few years, but you're not good enough to make the actual All-Star game. So here's your All-Star game.
It's the All-Star Futures game, basically, that the MLB does.
Yeah, and they barely televise that. So
this is true.
It's like I don't even see that.
Good moments in those games. People forget. Could only probably name one, but that's okay.
Yeah, I've never even seen one. You gotta think MLB All-Star Weekend is the best All-Star Weekend of all time.
Yes.
It will never. And the funniest thing is that the MLB decided who got home field advantage in the World Series based off of those games.
And I still thought that they did that like up until like 2 years ago.
It like may have been 10 years ago that they changed that. It hasn't been that long.
That shit rocks, man. I mean, you got to incentivize something. I don't know if that's the right way
to bring that back.
I don't hate it. It's not the right way to go about it, but I don't.
Oh no, absolutely not. But I kind of love it. It's so un-baseball like too, like numbers and facts, and there's so many things that just point to like exact things in baseball, and they're just like, you know what? Let's take this exhibition game. Winner gets home field advantage in the World Series. Maybe you'll be there. Maybe you won't.
Definitely won't.
There's that I love that. So if you could maybe introduce that, if we go East versus West again, I think we introduce that. Like you get home court, baby. You gotta get home court. So then you get like Shea and Chet just going fucking ham, right? And Wemby going banana lands. Like the West is just going hard as fuck because they're like, we're not winning all these games for nothing. And the East is just like, I mean, we got to have some sort of advantage. So we got OKC and the Spurs and Denver over there. Like we got to do something. So like Jaylen Brown's just going fucking berserk over here in the East.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm intrigued.
Something. Yep, I like that idea.
We just fixed the All-Star game. Do you want to fix some more things in the NBA?
Sure.
Do we talk tanking or expansion first?
Let's go tanking. Shout out to Will Hardy. I'm just playing.
Yeah, fuck that guy. So Bill Simmons and Nick Wright talked about it on their pod this past week, and then Zach Lowe talks about it on his pod, and then all of a sudden Adam Silver's out here. just ripping a Billism from like 10, 12 years ago. He wrote an article. Bill did. Might have been with the Ringer, might have not been with the Ringer. I can't remember. Maybe it was Grantland. He wrote a full article and has done several pods about this, where the NBA should just open it up. Let it be a free agency process instead of the draft. All the draft eligible people, they enter into this new free agency pool, and teams can sign them to whatever kind of contract they want. And the players can choose where they go out of college, this, that, and the other. Adam Silver literally brought that up, and I was like, whoa, we're going way too far away from what we just really want to fix one little thing here. Maybe let's not go to the extreme on this side. Whoa! Like we went way too far, way too fast.
Ace Bailey getting a $30 million a year contract from the Washington Wizards.
Because that's where he wanted to go, right? Yeah. Hey, never wrong, just early. Ace Bailey wanted to go to the Wizards.
Man, that is just awful. Shout out to Bill, man. Shout out to Bill. You know, he throws darts to the dartboard, sees what sticks, and sometimes he hits the bullseye. Other times he hits a man's eye who's watching the billiards game or the darts game.
He's shooting at least 52% from three.
Luke Bernard, some are saying.
Like an absolute absurd statement from Adam Silver. He could have just been like, we need to look at the tanking situation. You know, we need to look, because this isn't a good product for our fans. This isn't a good product for our TV partners. This isn't a good product for our players and our organizations in this league. Instead, he's just like, you know what? Fucking open it up, dude. Just give him free agency and let the Celtics and the OKC Thunder and the Lakers and whoever, like, all the kids are going to want to go to the cool teams.
That's terrible.
Except for Ace Bailey. He's like, let me go to fucking DC, bro.
Shout out to Ace Bailey, man.
Cooper Flag's a Celtic right now. If we just
Cooper Flag is absolutly a Celtic right now.
I'd kill myself.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Nothing to look forward to anymore.
Okay. Let's deep dive just a little bit here.
Yeah.
I hate to pivot, but
sure.
Some of these teams, I mean, look, this has been a big problem for, I'd like to say, a consistent 15 years. I'd like to say there's at least 1 to 4 teams every year where it's like blatantly obvious. Now,
absolutely.
The only reason I say 15 years is because that time before that I was only 8 years old. I didn't know what tanking was.
This happened with the Grizzlies in the 2003 draft.
Okay, well there you go.
They had protections on the pick, and if they got the number 1 pick, they got to keep it.
Okay,
and they got the number 2 pick.
Oh no!
So they did not get LeBron.
Well, no LeBron for Memphis. Could you imagine LeBron in Memphis? That'd be hilarious. There's a lot of things that I have about tanking, and there's a lot of goods. There's a lot of bads. There's mostly bads, but there actually I think is more good. Some goods, let's say.
Sure.
Now I'm going to lead it with the first 3 years, or I guess the last 3 years that the Rockets were undergoing that big tanking situation where we kind of got, shafted in draft order. And, even if we were to get the number 1 picks, it would have been Paolo and Cade Cunningham. Now, don't get me wrong, Cade Cunningham, when he's on, he's on. Paolo Banchero, not so much anymore. Maybe he'll figure it out.
PB&J.
PB no J.
Yeah.
Those 3 years I watched, I'd like to say confidently, like 70 to 75 full games out of that whole season. I can't even say I've watched more than, I'd say, 22 or 23 full Rockets games this season. So I think that if you kind of lean into it as a fan and realize, okay, we might be sacrificing a little bit here. These next 3 years are going to suck. But let me see what enjoyment I can get out of watching these shitty teams. Now, Jabari Smith Jr., Jalen Green, a couple other guys who, I'm going to give them their props when they were young, right?
Flashes.
Younger. The flashes mean something to you. Now, Garrison Matthews getting 30 minutes a night on a basketball team in the NBA and not in China or Israel, that's definitely a point of concern. Steven Silas being the way that he was, that was a point of concern. But I learned a lot through the tanking process, listening to the broadcast. There was intricacies I never picked up on before. So I think that everyone has to endure a little bit of suffering as a fan, because obviously this is a game. This is something that we all enjoy and love, and not everything is going to be amazing all the time. You're not going to be a Boston fan all the time. You're not going to have to be born into that all the time.
Yeah.
If you got to suffer a little bit, I think that you learn a lot from it. Now, years of suffering, as Jets fans, for example, have to endure, I can get that it can be really, really sad and really, really heartbreaking sometimes. Now, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, seeing Ace Bailey, for example, we'll tie it all into this, right? Seeing Ace Bailey and Lauri Markkanen and guys on your team like that who have a lot of potential, who are, Lauri Markkanen's still pretty young. You're looking at the team in a macro perspective. Okay, we suck right now, but this is going to be real good real soon. But the blatancy of it all, this is where they start to lose me. Taking guys out, not even in the fourth quarter, and the game's not even out of reach. It's still very close. It's a big problem. Now, Stone, what do we do about this?
So there's organizational incompetence, right? I believe the Jets are in there and the Dolphins are in there. I think you can throw the Wizards in there. Like, they've had 151 season in their entire existence. Like, I think you just throw them in there. The New Orleans Pelicans, I think we can throw them in there. Like,
sure.
There's incompetent teams from top to bottom, and that starts with the owner and it trickles down to the GM, the head coach, and into the players, right? And then there's what the Jazz are doing, where you have leaders and you have coaches and you have an owner that have won in the past, right? Like, the Jazz were a good team with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. They saw that it wasn't going to where they wanted, so they sold off the parts to tank for a little bit, to get some good players, yada, yada, yada. That makes sense to me. That you saw the ceiling, you saw the leadership ceiling, essentially. You saw the championship ceiling. It was nowhere near a championship. So you said, no, we're out of here. We're not paying these guys this much to go to the second round every year or the first round. Get out of there. That's competent, right? That's competent leadership. You sell it off, you get Lauri Markkanen, you got a piece now, right? And you got a bunch of picks, and you're like, okay, can move with this. It's been several years now. It's been far too long for you to just be doing the exact same thing where you're starting off in the first roughly 40 games of the season at 500 and deciding not to buy 3 straight years in a row, and then benching those guys after the All-Star break, or even as of this year, benching them a month before the All-Star break, either in the fourth quarter. Or Lauri Markkanen, who's on my fantasy team in our Apollo League, by the way, just doesn't play 3 times a week, and you have 4 games. Like, he plays once a week maybe now, and it's absolutely insane. Then you trade for Jaren Jackson Jr. You're like, okay, we're buying. We're not good this year, but we're buying. Like, this is the first time they haven't been good in a while, and they're buying for the future. And then they get him, and then they realize that there's a mass, or there's something wrong with Jaren Jackson Jr. He's getting surgery. He's going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay, but he's out for the rest of the season. So that is an organic tank in a way. However, you're still not playing Lauri Markkanen, so you're not really organically taking, like my team, the Dallas Mavericks. That team just stinks because everyone's hurt, right? Anthony Davis was not it. You trade him for nothing because you wanted to salary dump it. That makes sense. You have Cooper Flagg now. Doing the same thing that the Jazz did. Ethical tank at the very beginning. I just pray that it doesn't turn into an unethical tank next season, because we don't have our picks anymore. We don't have anyone else's picks either. So it's like, this is your chance to go get it. Cooper Flagg, go be great every night. Kyrie, if you come back this year, more the merrier. Would love to have you. Love to have a competent point guard play with Cooper Flagg. That'd be really cool. I'll watch Dwight Powell minutes for another season.
Ooh.
I'll keep doing it. Legend, longest tenured Maverick. It's actually pretty good with Cooper Flagg. Like, his metric, like the on-off with Dwight Powell and Cooper Flagg is actually significantly higher than what it was with Anthony Davis and Cooper Flagg. Just saying.
Riveting.
So, like, there's 2 versions of it. Like, it's incompetence, like the Wizards, where they keep tanking, maybe not ethically, or maybe it is ethical because they just don't know what they're doing, right? And then there's the Jazz, where you just have to look at it and be like, they only got $500,000 for tanking from, like, basically the beginning of the season, and it's February, whereas the Mavs tanked for 2 games at the end of the season because they didn't want to go play in the play-in because Luka was hurt, Kyrie was hurt, and they were just like, fuck it, just go home, right? For 2 games, and then they get fined $750,000.
People forget.
So I just wanted to point those out. The tanking problem is a huge problem. Been talking for 5 minutes about it. It's bad, but incompetence versus competent organizations have to be looked at differently. The Wizards, I can't fucking help you. You need a new owner. The Jazz, get your head out of your ass. Lose your first round pick. Maybe have some consequences for the shit that you've been doing for the last 3 years.
You're completely right. There's levels to it that, the average fan might not necessarily fully understand, especially if you're not, like, fully tapped in. Like you mentioned, the Wizards, perfect example. Cam Whitmore, for example, being on that team, I think that accumulates
first round pick.
Yeah, people forget it accumulates kind of where that franchise has gone over the past couple of years, and I'm glad that they're finally getting out of the we're not taking anymore, we're competing type of phase.
Sure.
And hopefully next season, it'll all start to make sense. Alex Sarr, shout out to Big Bro. Big Bro Alex Sarr. He's damn fun to watch. People used to hate on him.
Yeah.
And there are definitely moments that you can look at your team from, like I said, a macro perspective after during and before the tank where you can see the I guess
Results.
the light at the end of the tunnel. Jabari Smith Jr. was a light at the end of the tunnel for me. I thought that he used to play pretty good in his rookie season because he didn't have that much pressure on him yet. But now that, like, for example, we're in year 4, year 5, totally different ball game. If you're still putting up 12 a night on 30 minutes on okay shooting and there's no real, progression,
Substance.
progression or substance with that bag, I mean, yeah, I'm going to say something. Anywho, enough about Bari. It's definitely, like I said, you raised a great point with tanking, and I think that Utah, for example, will see the results of their tanking far before. Was the other team the Nets, or did I make that up?
I was talking about the Wizards.
No. I'm saying the Nets had gotten fined as well, or did I make that up?
They may have. I don't know.
Okay.
It's possible, but I don't know how the Nets would even tank.
Yeah, their team just stinks.
They just are ass with Michael Porter Jr., who's been pretty good.
The Dallas Mavericks as well. I think that's a kind of a good example. The team you're putting out 30 minutes of Brandon Williams minutes a night. Now, the guy's a bucket sometimes. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he's sick like once a week.
That's not a winning basketball move. So the NBA, I don't want to feel like the NBA is picking and choosing their tanking fines because some are way more egregious than the others. And the last thing I'll say, I'm not trying to pick on the Mavericks or anything because, like I said, everybody's hurt. It stinks. It is more organic. But at the end of the day, what really is the difference between this kind of organic tanking versus the other egregious tanking? They lead to the same result, and that's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and they've talked about, hey, like if you pick in the top 4 2 years in a row, you can't pick in it again for another year or whatever. Or maybe it's you get top 4 one year and then you can't pick in it the next year. I think the MLB does that now, which is interesting. I don't think the fix is like just getting rid of the lottery in itself, like it and just making it like just making it the NFL draft where worst record gets it. Like that's going to make it worse, I think. So you can't do that. So you have to keep the lottery. If you want to change the lottery odds to where everybody has an equal chance,
I don't hate that.
I like if you're in the lottery, you're in the lottery. Like the Mavericks just won the lottery. They were the 10. They had the 10th best odds or whatever at the lottery. Like
inside
you know
job.
what? Fuck it. If you're the worst team in the league, you get an extra like 2% over everybody else. It can't be like something so significant where you're guaranteed to be in the top 5 or whatever it is if you're the worst team in the league, right? Yep. I think it has to be just like, hey, you're in these 14 teams. Here you go. Everybody has the same number of ping pong balls.
I don't hate that. I honestly love that. I think that would benefit, the meddling teams, I guess kind of the halfway point teams. That would benefit the Chicago Bulls, the former Sacramento Kings. Now they're fully committed to the tank. The Atlanta Hawks of the world.
Sure.
There are plenty of teams that would benefit from that because let's say the Hawks build everything that they've built now, up until this point, and they're still an 8 or a 9 seed, right? Still technically in the lottery once you get past that 9 or maybe 7 and 8. I don't remember. And you have Jalen Johnson, you have even, God forbid, Zachary Ricochet on your team still.
Yeah.
There is still potential on that team, and you add a second or a third round pick or overall pick, and things could totally change, especially in a draft with Peterson, DeBansta, Boozer. Like,
it's crazy.
You pick your poison with those guys. I mean, truly.
And like, think about it in the past. If you think about the Miami Heat, who traditionally would pick 13 or 14, right, for a number of years after the D-Wade LeBron era, because they were just good enough to not be good, but they were not bad enough to be bad, right? So they were stuck in that 12 to 14 range. They got Bam Adebayo in there and Tyler Hero, and like they've had some good swings. But just think about it. Like 1 year, they're not tanking. They're trying to make the playoffs actively. They just win 41 games. They went 41 and 41. All of a sudden, they get the number 1 pick. Like, this is like 2014, 2016, 2017, 2018 Miami Heat era. Like, I'm not talking about right now. But, like, in theory, they're trying really hard. They're doing things. And all of a sudden, they get rewarded with the number 1 pick. They're not in purgatory anymore. They're into the 5 seed. They're in the 4 seed because they got this rookie that's really good. You can just look at it that way. Like, look, try your hardest. If you don't make the playoffs, you still got a good shot. I don't know.
Yeah. You fully get rewarded. You get rewarded for trying. You get rewarded for caring instead of, getting fined for, in the grand scheme of things, not even a crazy huge amount either. I mean, this is just like Adam Silver, quote unquote, sending a message to these guys or to these teams, but
they don't care.
You'll never be David Stern. You'll never be, even Bud Selig way back when.
No, I mean, the Astros got fined $5 million in 2020. Like, and Jim Crane was like, okay.
That's life, buddy. That is life.
So what is $500,000 to the Utah Jazz owner? Because they make more money than the MLB does. Guarantee that.
Most definitely. Shout out the Mormons, though. I mean,
yeah,
there's definitely something there with that
Secret
franchise.
Lives of Mormon Wives.
Hey, there you go. Shout out to shout out to Bravo, Real Housewives of Salt
That's
Lake.
Hulu. But yeah, same thing.
Hulu,
and then Bravo's Real House of Salt Lake. Yeah, that was a good one. They just ended a few weeks ago.
No, yeah. Well, rest in peace. And Ace Bailey, honestly, I think would benefit from a guy like Darren Peterson or DeBansta on their team.
Sure.
So I'm not gonna pick and choose my teams that I hate on or whatever, because I'm not gonna sit here and say what the Jazz are doing is better than what the Wizards are doing. Like they're still kind of going crazy with tanking, and they're trying to get the one thing that they can control in their favor, and that's something I can't necessarily hate on, but I understand why the league would want to crack down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fix to it, I really like what you had mentioned. Like everybody kind of gets straight odds. Like you said, Miami, for example, or even like I said, Atlanta. You get an 8th or a 9th seed, and you put AJ DeBansta on that team. I'm licking my chops. You know what I mean? As a Hawks guy or as a Heat guy, and that's totally something that's viable. And I think most teams would agree that this would make the most sense.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like the Jazz do it differently than everybody else.
Agree.
Like I don't think they're good, but they're deliberately just not playing their good guys in the fourth quarter in close games. And then they win the games. They've won a couple of games without Laurie, and I'm just like, then what the fuck is this team supposed to be doing? Because the Mavericks, like, their cheeks kind of all around without Kyrie. It's literally just Cooper, like, go figure it out with no spacing, which is crazy that they've won any games this year at that doing that route. But they're just a bad team. The Jazz have, like, they had a handful of parts at the beginning of the season, and then you lose Walker Kessler for the year. Sure, I get it. You still have Laurie Markkinen, who's not hurt, by the way.
Shout out to Nurkic. Give Nurkic some props, man. What a year for the guy.
It's like Colin Sexton was fine, and you're just like, yeah, we're good. Get rid of him. I don't know what to do. And the Jazz are like the one blatant team this year. The Wizards are kind of just bad. They got one young guy, and the rest is whatever.
Even the Wizards are still, they're sitting Anthony Davis for the rest of the year.
And he wasn't even expected to come back until March anyway from his injury, but it's just like play him after that. I don't know.
It's egregious. It's completely egregious. And I'm not going to sit here and say that this is a big pressing issue for someone like myself. Thank God I haven't been in that tanking conversation in a long time, but I know that for the integrity of the league, if you want to do this whole purist thing, I totally get it. And that's why I'll always, understand, people who really, really don't like it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I do like it, because I don't, but there's definitely levels to it. And I think that, if you're a Utah Jazz fan, for example, like I said, you are kind of licking your chops looking at this draft. And hopefully next year they put it together. They put up 35, 40 wins next season. It just moves. Everything just moves forward.
We need to investigate the Pelicans is what I'm saying, because no fucking way that team's that bad, right?
There it is. I've been waiting on it.
There's no way. That roster's so good.
Oh my God.
It's good enough for like at least 35 wins.
Okay. Well, they've been sitting Jordan Poole for 11, 12 games now.
No way, dude.
Straight up have just been sitting him.
For what, dude?
Oh no.
Because that video cut off right after the kid asked him about Draymond punching.
Oh no. That video was actually kind of sad. You saw it in his eyes.
Yeah, that was definitely. They're 15 and 41, dude. Ooh. Like how?
PU. Let's pull up the most recent Pelicans box score. Yeah, Jeremiah Fears triple double watch. Hello.
Yeah, sure.
Zion 25 points. Trey Murphy 19. Sadiq Bey. Shout out to Sadiq Bey. I saw the quarter of his life.
Yeah.
I think it was Knicks Pelicans. I think it was like a couple days before New Year's Eve.
That one was good. Yeah.
Hell of a he dropped like 23 in the first quarter, and then he finished the game with like 26 or something.
All right, hand up. This roster's not good enough to win 35 games, but it's at least better than 15 wins at the break.
It's a bad team, man. This is a bad team.
Like Fears and Queen, like you got the young guys. Yeah. Zion when he plays, right? Herb Jones, Sadiq Bey, Trey Murphy, Jordan Poole should win you more than 15 games.
Yeah.
I get like $1 bajillion with DeJounte Murray on the bench, but what can you do?
No Jordan Poole, no Jordan Hawkins, no DeJounte Murray, no Eve Missy. No, just DNPs. Let's see.
That's sick.
I'm gonna hop on the real comments here. Some guy said, "Stay golden, kid. Please get saved, bro. I know your ass, but I love you, goat." So that was the second best comment. Free pool. Everybody's saying free JP.
Yeah, come to Dallas next year, pal. Check some
Oh,
shots.
yeah, the Desmond Bain volume shooter of the year. A little peek into the future. He might be the favorite for 2027. We'll see.
Shout out to my guy D'Angelo Russell though.
Uh-huh.
He's out golfing this. I'm not reporting to the Wizard. Just said I'm not going. I love D'Lo, man.
Isn't he only like 30, right?
Yeah, I think we're the exact. I think we graduated the same year of high school.
I always feel like he's like 34.
I think he's literally 29. I think he turns 30 this year, just like I do. D'Angelo Russell. Where are we at here? 2016, 2026. Yeah, February 23rd, 1996. He's about to turn 30 here in a week.
Big time. D'Lo.
That's my guy. You know, graduated high school at the same time. He was a phenom on social media before with that reaction of Blake Griffin. Was that Blake Griffin dunking in their high school gym? So that was cool. Mavs legend. You know, his jersey's on sale for like $60. I might go get it.
Might have to.
The vintage one, the green. I might just go get it.
I love that color, man. There's something about that old green, dude. Especially that it's not a cursive one, but I like the I like that little situation. Reminds me of the New York City subway system. I like it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's good.
Shout out to basketball. Shout out to you, brother.
Yeah. We can save expansion talk for the next one.
We have so much.
We spent 30 minutes on thinking. So
it's like I'd like to go to sleep tonight, but we got something for the working class boys Thursday morning if you guys are hopping on.
That was the good stuff. So Josh, you got anything else before we get out of here?
My last thing on Kevin Durant, I wanted to mention this earlier. It's gonna be hard to look at that team the same, and not that there ever was any full fledged confidence on that team, because there wasn't. I mean, there was confidence, but there wasn't like, oh, this is the top 3 team in the NBA. There's a lot of holes. I think that we were kind of putting a Band-Aid on the problem. We didn't let it grow organically. You know, these aren't necessarily regrets that I have, because the season isn't even close to being over. There could be a crazy run coming out in the future, and who knows? Maybe some of the guys took this time and locked in, or maybe they got really sad, i.e. Jabari Smith Jr., because KD was his hero, and I actually do really feel for Jabari Smith Jr. about that.
It's tough.
Yeah, Amen Thompson, get in that lab, buddy. We need some shots out of you. I have seen 2 times.
You have to replace 44 minutes a night from your small forward that produces a lot of shots.
Okay,
because he's gone.
I'll ask this and I'll drop it. Does he get punished by the Houston Rockets? Okay, no. He doesn't get punished by not even suspended. Do you think?
No, I don't think he gets suspended. I think that's like a team meeting, maybe. Or they have a meeting with KD and we're like, "Oh, is this you?" And he's like, "Yeah." You're like, "All right, we gotta have a team meeting." Okay. I think that's what I'm not. We're not getting the look. Draymond Green punched a teammate in training camp and got 1 game.
He did.
So like,
he knocked out a teammate. Might I add?
Calling Jabari Smith Jr. retarded. I don't think that gets you 2 games. I don't think it gets you 1.
We're just saying what he said, folks. That was
that was a quote. That was in quotations. I've also said it on this podcast a little over a year ago now. Okay. So I don't feel bad.
Here we are. Well, shout out to everybody in this world.
Anyone that makes it 53 minutes in, good for you guys.
Shout out to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant with the bucket. Shout out to all the viewers. Shout out to Love. Shout out to not calling your teammates the R word. That's very, very sad. And maybe we'll have some more information as this information comes out. I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. I can't wait to be in Toyota Center for the next Rockets game. It sucks that we're playing on the road, but it is very funny. It's funny that we're playing against the Hornets, so there's something there. But I will definitely be sad for that game. I think that'll be a good League Pass watch for you as well.
Yeah, I'll enjoy that one.
So
I'll be tuning in.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody besides Kevin Durant right now, actually.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already on the Apollo NBA show, where we've got our audio platforms up, the Apollo NBA show. Hit that subscribe button there, give us a follow, turn on the notification bell on YouTube. Love to have you hanging out there. We're going to figure out some live streams once we get closer to the playoffs. If not in the playoffs, we might be live streaming during some games where we hang out during the game, hang out with chat, all the good stuff. So that'll do it. That's the Apollo NBA show. We'll be back very, very soon with another episode.
Kevin Durant.